Hello, this is Bisola.
And I'm Ife, and this is Spirit and Spice.
This is a podcast for people who want to think deeply, live intentionally, and are not afraid to ask the hard questions about faith, life, work, humanity, and culture.
We're Christians, but we're not afraid to have real conversations, the kind that culture is having already, just with a different anchor.
And so if you're a man
or a woman,
searching
or settled,
convinced,
or confused,
you're welcome here.
This is Spirit and Spice. Now that you know what to expect from Spirit and Spice, we want to tell you a bit about us and why we will have the audacity to set up a camera, pick up mics, and talk to you. So why are we here, Bisola?
Well, everyone is holding a mic nowadays. Everyone with a brain, a camera, and a mic, road mic, whatever mic they're using, a boom light, is setting up something in front of you and giving you information. Why do we?
So why not us?
Yeah, why not us? We have to do the same thing. And we're going to tell you why we believe that we can sit in front of you and give you this information. So before actually planned, I wanted her to introduce herself and me to introduce myself. But right now, I just got a flash of inspiration.
Wisdom.
You know what's going to happen? She is going to introduce me and I'm going to introduce her. It's going to be better that way.
Okay.
Because there are some things that we're going to talk about here, because when women introduce themselves, they tend to limit it. But when they begin to introduce each other, women tend to hype themselves up.
And we do that very well.
Yes. So you're going to introduce me and I'm going to introduce you.
And you know I introduce you very well.
Yes, and you know I also introduce you very well. So that they get the full gist of what's going on here.
Here we go. So I'm about to introduce one of my favorite people ever.
I hope I don't slap you.
A voice of wisdom, a woman of many hats. And you see, she doesn't just wear many hats. She's good at all the hats. She wears them. Talk about a jack, or rather, a Jill of all trades.
I'm beginning to regret this.
You asked for it. This is my friend of many years. How did we even become friends? So we started out, I think, in 2014. We ended up working in the same place. We got hired by the same organization. Yes. She morphed from being a core operations engineer to growing in the rank to a senior technical specialist to moving into the renewable energy space from, a conventional energy company, and grew to COO. She was hired, as a matter of fact, as a COO in a renewable energy company. Yeah, after working there for some time, she heard the voice of God who said, Bisola, it's time for more. I'm calling you to more. And so she joined Celebration Church as the Chief Executive Officer. In all of her disciplines, she excels not only in operations, but executive strategy. She's a storyteller. She's a teacher across a lot of facets. She is such an amazing being. A mother, a wife, a leader, a friend, my friend. I give you Bisola Badejo. I wanted to do more, but I could feel the corner of your eyes looking at me like, Madam, wrap up.
Wrap up. It's too much.
Anyways, I'll pause for now.
So I'll take the floor. I want to introduce to you my friend of many years, a brain, a first-class graduate of electrical electronics engineering from the
ground
best
has to open
university in Nigeria.
The ground has to swallow me.
Argue with your TV screen. First-class graduate.
You said that before.
Yes, I want to say it again so that they hear it. Of elect engineering.
By the way, she read elect engineering as well.
Exactly. So as I was saying, I did not interrupt you, madam.
Apologies.
Give me my time. Thank you. And so after that, we met in the largest distribution company and we were in the same graduate training group, and that's how we became friends. Ifeyinwa is good at a lot of things. It is very rare for you to find a female engineer that is also fashion oriented.
Like she's not the same.
Excuse me, who taught me? Madam, why are you interrupting me? Don't let us fight on this podcast. Please, hold your lips. Thank you. So I have evidence of pictures where she, did a whole makeup tutorial for me. You know, we had friends that were getting married, and she, you know, this lady did not have money for makeup or anything. She took it upon herself to plan the wedding, did the makeup. Oh, you forgotten. You forgotten. Oh, and so she's one of the few people that uses both the left and right side of her brain effectively. Ifeyinwa is a mother, she's a wife, she is a professional. If you're thinking of, you know, top 20 women in the power sector, and I'm being modest here, in Nigeria, you mention Ifeyinwa Warrior. She has gone from distribution to business analysis to utility management to non-governmental organizations.
Now you're taking too long.
Yes, no, I'm not taking too long. You interrupted me.
I apologize.
Yes. And apart from that, Ifeyinwa is also the head of the Children's Ministry of Celebration Church International, Children and Teenagers Ministry. So where she built it from scratch, you know, structure, training. So this is Ifeyinwa.
Nice to meet you all. In summary, she's my boss.
Excuse me.
With the introductions out of the way, and I guess you now have an understanding of why we think we should be talking about this, there's a different lens we're bringing to this. I mean, there are lots of conversations around culture. Do you want to talk some more about why the faith lens is valuable?
So, nature abhors a vacuum. Physics tells us that if anything exists as a vacuum, something will fill it. Excuse me. Something will fill it up. And so, like I said at the beginning of this, everyone with a brain, everyone with a head, everyone with the resources to get a mic comes to you and pours information out. And as a result, we decided that with the years of experience we have, with the exposure that we have, with lived experiences that we have, and most importantly, with the faith lens, we decided that we must add our mouth to culture conversations. Because the truth is this, we believe first and foremost that Christ and his truth and his knowledge is the only pre-existing truth. But we understand that nuances come in this conversation.
That's true.
Because of life experiences, because of culture, because of exposure, because of environments that we are in. So you have two African, Nigerian, Yoruba, and Igbo women with Christian lenses coming at you to discuss whatever questions that have plagued us and will definitely plague you. And we are going to go back and forth. We are not giving you something that you must accept. We are prescribing, we are discussing, and we are going to come to a conclusion.
We're trying to get everyone thinking. So this is not a ploy to throw ideas at you or force you or convince you into accepting our point of view. We want to get you to think with us as we guide you on this journey with us through our lenses. So welcome on board.
Welcome and back.
Yeah.
So that this episode is not just about Bisola and Ife telling you all the things they know and how good they are, you know. So,
because we're good though.
Yeah, we are.
Might
good.
I say?
Trust me, we are. Believe me, you are in for a ride. It's going to be the ride of your life. Because you're going to have two very capable, competent, interesting, brilliant, and beautiful women telling you stuff that you really did not know about. But so it's not all about bragging. You know, you only brag about what is not true. So
this is not even bragging.
It's not about bragging. It's about just listing our accomplishment. But so it's not all about bragging.
Listing our accomplishments.
Yes. We want to talk to you about friendship. So this is also a friendship episode because Ifeyinwa is my very good friend. Exactly. And we're going to be asking each other questions on how we navigate the dynamics of our friendship, how we've maintained our friendship over the years, you know, how we've handled our differences.
Because there's that.
Yes.
And our similarities as well.
Exactly. How we've handled changing transitions in our life. It's going to be an amazing episode. So I'm going to hand over to Ifeyinwa now because like I said, she's also a host. So she's more able to drive conversations better than I am. I just take it up. So yeah.
When you were talking, you talked about how we had similarities and how we had differences. Maybe we want to start from our similarities. What do you think attracted you to me, or how did the friendship start? I want to assume there were similarities. I'll take a stab at it when you're done.
Okay, I won't call it sapiosexuality, but I'm attracted to brilliant people, and it's not just one specific kind of brilliance. I'm attracted to people that are brilliant across all spheres. So if you know how to do something and you know how to do it well, I probably would be your friend, especially if I need what you know how to do. So, like I said, Ifeyinwa was in my group, and I realized that she was brilliant. In fact, not the first time I heard her speak. I've heard her speak plenty of times, but the first time I heard her speak to an audience, I was in awe.
Hey!
She sounded like
Oh my God.
Chimamanda Adichie.
She says it all the
at that
time.
point, I was in awe of Chimamanda Adichie. And she kind of looked like Chimamanda. I wish I could get a picture from that. She was
vicariously experiencing Chimamanda.
As in, was like,
through me.
What is going on? Like, she was supposed to give a speech for the end of the
graduating group.
Yeah, she had been in my class. We were just talking. We were friends. But what cemented it was that speech.
She was like, this girl has to be my friend.
I fell in love with her. My dear God. I wish we recorded that speech. It was brilliant. The confidence.
Wow.
You know, as life progressed, I don't want to drag her. You know, she lost some of that confidence. And I always take her back to that babe.
I know.
Can you remember that Ifeyinwa? That one that stood before hundreds of people, before juggernauts in industry, before the minister of power, and gave a speech for the next generation of the power sector. That was what it was titled.
We were talking about what you liked about me, but you seem to have veered
That
off.
was what I loved. My dear God.
Okay.
So first of all, that. Then second of all, like I said, similarities. There was this training that we did then that showed us our color energies.
Yeah.
Even though I scammed
the training.
Yes, you just got one part of my color energy.
I think it was called Insights.
Yes, Insights. Yes. Yeah. It's the same basis of the book Surrounded by Idiots. The blue, red, yellow, green.
Great.
Yes, it's the same. Insights. Yes.
Great.
Insights discovery. That's what I scammed it because, you know, we'll also talk about that later. At that point, there was one idiot man in my life that was making me answer the questions wrongly and making me doubt.
She said idiot man.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to watch this. He's not an idiot man. Okay. I was the idiot. That was making me doubt a certain part of my personality, and so I was pulling up.
It.
Yes, but one showed, which was where we had in common. Truth is that we have both kind of the same personalities. We're blue, both analytical, both questioning, both critical.
Very critical,
both to self and to others, both objective, both methodical. So that was
very
what brought us together.
Very analytical.
So, exactly. So we always had the same point of view on a lot of things. And that was how we became close friends.
But I think what I'll add to everything you said is how bold you were and still are. That was what attracted me to her. Like, she could talk to write about anybody. She's big now, but back in the day,
I was
just think about this tiny fellow with a high-pitched voice who could shut down write about anyone. So there was this one time, there was this guy who was, making jokes. Sincerely, he meant no harm. And I think he tried to pull her hair or made a joke that she didn't find funny. And she just turned around and she went, "I have told you to stop it!"
I can't even remember.
I cannot forget. Can I call his name? It was Kenny. It was Kenny. Anya Kende. Oh, gosh. I just really liked how she could speak her mind and not care whose ox was God. So there was a lot that I wanted to learn and know from her. And sincerely, I could pass for a very confident person as well. So to be attracted and inspired by her level of confidence, it was something head and shoulders above what I was used to. And yes, of course, very brilliant mind, very analytical, very methodical, and she was quite and still is the dresser. I used to make a lot of excuses about how much are we being paid? I can't afford to dress a certain way. So I must say she influenced the way I dress to a large extent because I started to see how she would plan her expenses, and I think I'm letting the cat out of the bag because we probably will talk about that in a later episode. But I was impressed by how she planned and always looked a particular way, and it spurred me to want to do better.
Oh,
so
that's
thank you.
Amazing. So what about differences?
About differences. So she would tend to probably say otherwise, but I strongly believe she could be the social butterfly when she wants to be. And my social battery runs out a little too early. She knows how to maintain a particular level of energy that makes her, just stay in conversation with people when the more critical and more receptive me, or more tired, or me when I get a little too tired, she has a way of just keeping up the energy in the room. She claims not to be social, but I've seen you very, very social a lot of the time. She claims not to be very friendly, but I have seen you, especially as a leader, just rally people around and get them to be at their best.
Well,
So
rallying people
in terms
is
of
different from
difference,
friendliness.
in terms of differences,
Okay.
I would say I am more laid back than you are. I want to believe so.
Okay, I will let you have that.
I will let you have
Because
that.
I'm about to say something. And another difference, I think, is, when we talk about that color energy, I'm red, blue, yellow. She's red, blue, green.
I think I'm blue, I'm red.
Blue, red,
then
green.
green.
So
Yeah.
I'm red, blue, yellow.
Yes.
And so red is choleric, yellow is sanguine, blue is melancholy. So that means I'm choleric, melancholy, sanguine. And she is melancholy, choleric, phleg.
Yes.
So now
that yellow, the sanguine,
so
is the
yes.
bottom.
So now, so for me, the sanguine in me, the yellow in me makes me brash. Brash in the sense that I say the first thing on my mind. Just imagine someone that is already choleric and quite driven, being able to speak confidently, and my brain moves faster than the average person. It's both an advantage and a disadvantage, because I expect you to keep up with the conversation as quickly, and I lose patience quickly.
Yeah.
And because Ifeyinwa is very self-critical and critical, more critical than I am, I kind of lose patience with her when I feel she should be moving at quick speed.
I get that a lot.
Exactly, and that causes most of our fights.
A lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to make a key decision, but I want to take my time. I know I'm not going to tell her, because if I tell her, I'll make that decision immediately.
Because
She'll be
I don't
like,
understand
you are
why she's
thinking too
wasting
much.
time.
Why are you thinking too much?
I don't
What
get
are you
it.
doing?
I
Why
don't
are you
get
overanalyzing?
I
Analysis
don't
paralysis.
get Yes. And another thing is we're very similar in how we approach issues, but she will say I'm friendly, but she's more of a people person, which is, so if you have both of us working together, I might step on some heads and she will help me tell them sorry.
Yeah, maybe
Exactly.
a little more empathetic than you are.
So she's a bit more empathetic than I am. So now, based on those differences, how have we navigated our friendship, and what practical lessons can the people listening to us get from this? Especially, so let's answer that question first, and I'll talk about transitioning.
Okay. From my point of view, I think the first thing I want to say is that life is in phases and everybody has individual journeys. I'm going to share a very interesting experience that we've both had, and I think it was a turning point in our friendship. We both vied for the same position one time.
Oh, yes. We interviewed for the same role.
If we survived this,
oh my dear God,
we would survive.
That was when I knew that we were really friends.
I said we needed a couch because I want to be able to hold your hand sometimes.
How did we do that? Such maturity.
I don't
Such
know.
sincerity.
And you know the thing? We were the only two candidates.
We prepared for the role together.
It was interesting.
And it was a third friend that recommended us both for the role.
A third friend recommended us both?
We need to accuse her of testing our friendship.
Our husbands were involved. You know that thing where you want a job, your friend wants a job,
you both qualified.
Want it, you are both qualified, and somehow your friendship still survives it.
How did we do it? Talk about it.
So I'll go back to how I opened this response. I said, life is in phases and we have our individual journeys. In preparing for that interview, as much as I thought I gave it my best, she did better than me. That's the summary, number one. Number two, in understanding God's plan for us as individuals, that job was her job. It was her job. No matter how well I did, I still don't think I would have gotten that job. But I am happy that I didn't do as well as she did, because it puts the merit that is necessary into question. But while I thought about how we would eventually get the job, what things would be like right after, I remember that there was a friendship I wanted to keep. Who showed up better? She showed up better. Who did better? She did better. But I did not allow the phase that we were in judge what the future we were going to have together would be like. So in responding to your question, how did I deal with it? When we found out the outcome, I picked myself up I celebrated with her. I cried. And you will see that the tables turned eventually. When I say tables turned, I mean there was a time when she had to cry and I was the one who was smiling. And you almost always have that in life. When I had my son, my friend was waiting to have her own children. But somehow, she put aside what her own feelings were and rejoiced with me. Not once did I see her have a downtime, even though she had her downtimes. Not once did she let me see her private tears, even when she had her private tears. So understand that life is in phases. People have individual journeys. In hindsight, I can look back now and appreciate why that job was better suited for her than it was for me. But in that moment, I didn't know. I just knew I wanted a better job. So the lesson here is never let the momentary pleasures, activities, or short wins, short duration wins, take away from the more long-term picture, which is a friendship like this that I will forever be grateful for. So I could pick myself up and then keep applying. As I kept applying, she was consistently doing interviews with me, mock interviews just to make sure I was ready. I didn't allow it steal the very essence of our friendship because, come on, what's a job? And this is a job that I have moved on from and she has moved on from. Imagine if I made it the bane of our friendship at that time. Yeah, so I think that was the biggest lesson. And it just made me realize that you'll forever be my friend. Because if we survived that, if she called me the night before the interview and we're checking on each other, both mental health and level of preparedness, and we prepared together as well. It was such an interesting point.
I'm telling you.
How was your own perspective?
For me, I'm more light. Maybe because of the yellow. I'm more light. So I didn't really overthink that aspect.
I did, okay?
While we were preparing for it. In my mind, it was whoever God wants to have this job will have this job, if he's my friend. I wasn't going to hide. Right from when he messaged me, I told her. She told me. So I wasn't going to hide it. I wasn't going to do behind the back. I'm not a sneaky person. But after I got the job, when I was in the job, I felt that if he would have done better in that job than I did. In fact,
I felt the other way. Can you imagine?
I felt that she would have been, even when we were doing the interview, I felt she would have, while we were doing it, I felt she would have done better. And I felt she was more suited for the role. Because
point of view.
She graduated before I did. There were more experience from her. She's more organized in that kind of way. It was a COO role. I felt she was more suited for it. I felt she would have done better than I did. I feel that, and I'm going to say this here, and I've said this to her before, I feel she sabotaged herself in the interview because
that was what happened.
Yes. She allowed her overthinking and self-critical nature
get the better part
of her. In fact, because the person told me, I don't know, he didn't know we were friends then. It was after that he knew we were friends. In fact, it was after he knew the three of us were friends, and he was really confused.
Like, what kind
because
of...
Because he had offered the role to the person that's
recommended both of us.
And he was like, what kind of women are you people?
Strange women.
He felt women are supposed to be competitive, and I'm very happy we showed him that no, we are not.
It's
not about exactly. And so he told me that when she was interviewing, she didn't really speak well. She didn't really, and in my mind I'm like, because I knew that she sabotaged herself. And when the job started, she was my first point of call, her and the other lady, but more her because she was more of my friend. If I had any issues, I would call her because in my mind, I felt she would have done better in that job than I did. But you know the funny thing, she is right that job was for me at that time because
Very
God
correct.
had another plan for me. I didn't spend up to 2 years in that role.
At that job.
It was a preparatory role for the one that I am doing now. And so I needed that experience and stretching because it stretched me. He might not have stretched her the way he stretched me, but he stretched me. Do you understand? He would have stretched her also, but he stretched me more. And God needed me to be in that role. So in the beginning, I just knew when we were there, I'm not going to lose Ify over a job.
Over a job.
For goodness sake, how much is the money?
God forbid.
Now that money is small money.
Girl, I can give it to you, slap it on you, again and again.
So I just knew that, like she said, do not allow short wins momentary joys, momentary, I don't know, just affect your friendship. When she talked about her baby, I don't think it came to my mind that, oh, I don't have a baby, my friend is pregnant. I was so overjoyed. I called Camby my first child.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, when the Bible says joy with those who joy, it doesn't mean that you won't feel sad. But like I always say, your feelings are valid, but they are not reliable.
Your feelings are not enough.
They are not reliable. They are not what you build decisions on. You don't make decisions on feelings. You make decisions on logical reasons, and history. And so I knew that I was sad. I wanted a baby. My friend had a baby. This is a baby that my friend. There was something to be immediately happy about. She came out of it. She had a difficult birth. The baby, we prayed together, and then this was a miracle. I'll not be caught up in my feelings. God forbid.
God forbid.
Do you understand? So, as a result of that,
I want to be like you.
So as a result of that, it was right in front of me. For goodness sake, I know what she went through to have the baby. She has forgotten. We prayed over that baby. We had sleepless nights. There was a reboot camp we dedicated to that baby that you are telling me that I will not be thinking of, that I don't have my own baby. My baby will come. But this is the one we have right now. Let's celebrate it. So that was my perception about
so many lessons from all you're saying, like so many lessons. And truth be told, at some point you forget. I'm reliving.
You can't remember.
I'm reliving a lot of the things we did together now, just hearing her talk about them. But yeah, friendship is such a beautiful journey, and it's not something you lose on the basis of momentary feelings or momentary joys. There's a whole lot more. What more lessons on friendship would you like to share with them?
I think, when people come in, we've talked about transitions, husbands, children. Another one! Now, she's not going to say that. I am going to say her husband was my friend first. And she thought...
I stole him.
No, I was actually, well, how would I call it? Rooting for them.
Yeah, she was.
But because myself and her husband were very close, she decided she was going. That was one of the major reasons why she decided she was going to get close to me. Because, and that time,
interesting.
I was not dating Tommy then. But she started dating David before I started dating Tommy. Even myself and Tommy got married before
us, yeah.
And
we were still gathering money.
Yes. Because of David and I friendship, myself and Ify became close. Now we are closer than David and I. David
very interesting.
Jealous.
Like he lost. No, let me not say he lost.
I want him to fight you.
I took over. Let's just say.
But the way she handled it, the way she handled that friendship dynamic between myself and David, the way she inserted herself.
I think our friendship is very kairos.
Yes.
And that is why, if there's any lesson you're going to take out of here, it's to recognize that you might not in the immediate see the benefits to showing up for your friends, but just always be there for them, right? Because what are the odds that I married your friend and we're all still friends?
We're all still friends. We're now all friends. We're husband and him.
And our husbands are so
friends.
close.
Our children are friends.
Our children are friends.
And so as life moves,
it was because of her I joined my current local church.
Yes.
Herself and another friend. I would always walk into them praying, and I wanted what they had. So she's in so many of my life stories, and I wonder if I just decided to throw it away for some flimsy reason or jealousy or something petty. Don't let that happen to you. No. Don't let that happen to you.
I think that those are all the lessons.
Yeah.
Really.
I think I have one more.
Yes.
Just one more lesson on friendship. It's recognizing the fact that if you want friends, you need to show yourself friendly as well. And this is to let you know that there are people you would see who you admire. It's okay to walk up to them and court a friendship. Try courting it by being there for them. Find out what it is that they want or they are particular about that you can be a part of. I have built some friendships that way as well. She mentioned how I started to, really like her because she was friends with a guy that I liked, and because I just really liked the fact that she was a confident person. There are people who you've seen and admired certain things about them, but you're waiting for something else, someone else to be the catalyst that will make that friendship work. Walk up to them.
Another thing is the perception that you have to be boisterous and all sunshine alone
No.
to make a friend. Both of us are not
We wouldn't.
people.
Nah.
We're not that kind of people. Exactly. And we have some of the one of the strongest friendships that I know. So friendship is not about personality per se. It's about you giving value
Giving
to
value.
whoever, showing up for them. It's not about floundering and
Being loud.
yes, or being in your face. You get
Our friendship has survived transitions.
that survived
We've changed.
losses.
We've changed
that survived
cities,
jobs,
jobs,
people,
marriages.
And you must realize that it is about knowing the value you see in this person, the value you have received from this person, the shared values that you have, and realizing that nothing will trump that purposeful goal. I think we're done for today.
This one has me in my feelings though, but I hope you guys, whenever I say this, she starts rolling her eyes. In there, she's all mush. All this is drama. But I hope you guys resonated with a lot of things we shared, because this took me down memory lane. And this is unscripted as well.
We didn't even expect to
So
go this
we
long.
just went in directions that we did not anticipate we would go in. But I'm glad that we did this.
Yeah.
Until we see you on the next episode, this remains Spirit and Spice. See ya.